Welcome to Misfits by Design, an interview series to gather rebel intel from midlife women who are growing old on their own terms. I'm Rhiannon, and this is my 50th birthday present to myself. Today, I have my friend Kate here, who is an amazing coach for midlife women, has a beautiful presence on social media. So thank you, Kate, for joining me today.
It's an honor.
Excellent. Thank you. I am going to start by asking you a question I was told to never ask a lady. How old are you?
Okay. I am, and I will be 52 in June,
Oh,
and I'm loving it.
congratulations. I love that so much as well.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'd like to start by asking you, what are you diving into these days? What are you pouring your soul into?
I'm pouring my soul into myself, that sounds quite vague, but as we know, as women, 9 times out of 10, we are everything to everyone except ourselves for such a long time, whether you're parents or just children or just caregivers or that person in the community that everyone goes to. So it's taken a long time to set boundaries, healthy boundaries, right? To deep dive into what my life needs for me, exactly what you're doing, finding that blueprint and going, I love my spiritual side, my woo-woo side. Let me deep dive into that. I love working on my intuition and making it stronger. So I deep dive into that. My health, my wellness is so different from in my 20s when I wanted a bikini body. Now it's, I want to be strong. I want to be strong. Why is when I need to be able to do today and more, whatever it takes to get me to 102.
Oh,
And when I'm 102,
yeah,
I want to be able to do what I can do today and more.
I love that
You
so
know?
much. I literally had goosebumps as you were sharing what I think so many midlife women struggle with, and that's releasing the demands that everybody has put onto us. And it's just created such a pattern of behavior that feels heavier and heavier and heavier. Yeah. Okay. Well, I have 5 more questions for you and a 6th if we have
Okay.
time. I want to
Okay.
respect the 30-minute mark, but let's go ahead and dive in. So,
Okay.
what is one rule about midlife, being a midlife woman, that you are loving to break?
I would say that we're supposed to shrink to quietly age, become less visible. I think the opposite to all of that is true.
Yeah.
So I don't subscribe to any of that. If
Yay.
anything, and more expressive, more visible, more me in midlife, especially after I went through menopause. 5 years ago when my period stopped, there was that small moment of adjustment, and then I felt more like me than I have ever felt.
Yay. Okay.
So
Good.
yeah,
So good.
so yeah, I think there's this unspoken expectation to be quieter, calmer, where actually I think it's time to reclaim who we are
I'm here
and,
for it.
stand up, just step into our mate, is what I say.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a woman, a midlife woman who's really struggling to trust her own intuition?
Okay. Well, I deal with this a lot, obviously, because I help guide women to reconnect with their intuition. So the one piece of advice I would say is your intuition isn't missing, it's just being overridden. So we hear that there's a lot of noise, right, from society and from other people's wants, needs and opinions that over years it's been dampened down. We don't hear her quite as well as we should, but she's always there. She's always talking. It's just allowing us to have the space to hear her again. Yeah, we've been conditioned to look outside of ourselves for the answers, right? And it's there. We don't have to look out anywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. Hearing you speak that out loud, like our intuitions aren't missing. They're there. They've just been overridden.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
magnificent. That's such a beautiful share. Okay. Oh, I'd really like to ask this one. So I'm going to skip ahead. And then my third question, I'm going to ask as the sixth if we have time. But you
yeah,
are just
absolutely.
so beautiful. And I'm curious, how has your definition of beauty shifted over time?
I like that. How has my definition of beauty shifted over time? Well, probably massively. A bit like what I was saying a moment ago about, about in my 20s, it was all about the bikini body, and now it's about strength. So I suppose beauty used to be about how I looked,
Yeah,
right? Now it's about how I feel in myself. It's energy, it's presence, it's self acceptance.
yeah,
Okay, so it's how safe someone feels to be around me, which is really important in my line of work,
yeah,
creating that safe space. Yeah, and it's like you said, it's that blueprint you're making. It's about knowing yourself.
yeah, yeah. So
So I think
comfort,
that,
yeah, the
yeah,
comfort,
but it's really like, yeah, but it is that together. And when people say two things can be true,
yeah,
it's that comfort, but it's that adventure, it's that strength, it's everything rolled into one where suddenly you know who you are. And I think that is the true beauty. It's that knowing, it. And I think that's where the boundaries just come naturally as we get into our 50s and 60s. I know years ago I used to say, older women have no filter. And it's true because they know who they are, right? They know who they are. They've lived, they've gone through the ups and downs, the battlefields and everything in between.
yeah,
And now it's just, no, I don't have to accept any of this crap or anything that's going on. I'm just, if it's a no, it's a no. If it's a yes, it's a yes.
I
Yeah.
can't wait
Not
to
trying to be liked is really important.
say that one piece again.
Not trying to be liked is
Oh,
really
yeah,
important
yeah, yeah. I'm looking
because I think
forward.
we spend so much energy for that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward for my no's and yeses to be very clear because it's still a little bit hazy at this point in my life. So that's so inspirational to know that that's on the horizon.
Absolutely. And I think it comes from, like you say, you're building this blueprint and it's digging into these different areas of you, and asking yourself those questions of, do I still believe this to be true?
Yeah, yeah,
And if you don't, you don't need to know what's next, but it's just going out and finding it. So
yeah.
exciting.
I love it. Okay, so let's see. What piece of wisdom have you gained that you own today and you are super proud of?
Oh, piece of wisdom. Can you say that again? What piece of
Yeah.
wisdom?
That you've gained along your journey and that you are so proud
Yeah.
of at this point in your life, like a knowing that you are really, really proud of.
I would say that it's the ability to start again at any time.
Yeah.
You're never too old. It's never too late, never too far gone. Like many of us, we've lived multiple versions of ourselves
Yeah.
and still are. Every reinvention required me to let go of the person I was before. And I think that's brave, that's beauty, that's where I think we build resilience. And I truly believe that's where we build this midlife strength as well, having that ability just to let go, create
Oh,
space and let go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So this is the last question. So in
Okay.
you're very active on social media. And so
Yeah.
I'm wondering when you kicked off the comfort to be loud and proud and available to the universe, how did that evolution come about?
By, to be honest, by completely losing myself through
Okay.
perimenopause. So my social media journey and my coaching journey literally stemmed from me waking up one morning, looking in the mirror and having no idea of who was looking back. Very linked to what we previously said, it took completely losing myself, not knowing who I was and rebuilding from the ground up, so it's sharing that journey really.
Wow.
And it's letting other women know that it's not easy. It's not, there's so many things out there, isn't it? Whether it's, beauty or fashion, whatever it is, it looks like we always see the end product.
Yeah.
How people make multi-billion-dollar businesses. They may tell you their origin story and they may show you where they end up, but they never show you the messy middle.
Oh, that's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
So they may say they started from nothing or they started in a garage and now they earn like 10 figures.
Yeah.
But what happened in between? What linked it? What got you from A to Z? So I think that was it, really, sort of discovering myself in real time and
Yeah.
still doing so.
And you shared the entire journey. You've
Yeah,
shared that.
from day dot, yeah, and like we're doing here, so many conversations of saying, what worked, what didn't work. There's never in life, menopause or anything in between, there's not a one size fits all.
Right.
It's like being guided by others, and I could say to you, oh, this worked for me, try it.
Yeah.
It might not work, but I think we need to be brave enough individually to take what we need and leave the rest.
Yeah. That's so beautifully said. I know that you have a beautiful offering for midlife women. Can you speak into that a bit and also maybe give us a peek into the 8-minute, I believe, what's the name of your process?
It's the 8-minute method.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe speak into a little bit about your offerings.
Okay. So my offering, I generally work one-to-one with clients, but I have multiple downloads available, worksheets and workbooks, a very good 21-day experience, which is a journaling experience, which is probably still one of my number one things that I invite women to do. If they don't already journal or get pen to paper, is
Yeah.
to start this, because it's not just about writing down, manifesting or anything like that, or writing about your day, but the importance lies when you reread it.
Mm.
When you go through and you can go back and see how far you've come. Because there are days, it doesn't matter how far you come, there are days when you go down and you have to be reminded that you're doing great, right? And it's okay. We're going forward. So I guide women to remember who they are,
Yeah.
intuitively reconnect with their intuition, and to not let it keep overriding them, and to help them on the path of rediscovering them, basically. Through that time and through my perimenopause time, I discovered that 8 minutes was my sweet spot. Not for doing everything, but a great starter. There was times when I didn't want to meditate. I didn't want to drink water. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to remember who I was, and everything was getting in the way. So I started literally with 8 minutes, and sometimes that went to 20 minutes. Sometimes 8 minutes was enough.
Yeah.
But it was allowing myself to know that 8 minutes, 5 minutes was too little.
Yeah.
10 minutes just sometimes seemed too much of a promise to myself. So 8 minutes was like what I call the Goldilocks theory. It was a sweet spot.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah, and the book that I've written, and we're actively seeking publishers at the moment, but the book that I've written started off with that premise. So it's the 8-minute method, starting small, building on that. And through my research, it was universally linked, because everything that was stemming from the power of 8. There's been books written about it. I think Lynn McTaggart wrote a book on the power of 8. Women sitting in a circle of 8 is like amplifying. The number 8 through different religions and spiritual uses, 8 on its side is infinity.
Yeah.
All of these beautiful links of what happens when we focus on the number 8.
Yeah.
So all that, the research is all in this book. So it's a soul deep dive into knowing that it's okay to start small and build on, basically meeting yourself where you are, knowing that you
Right.
can build on it.
I am so looking forward to reading it and watching it make
Oh,
manifest in your life. How
oh,
can people connect with you? What's the best way for people to reach out?
So on Instagram, I am at Reinvent with Kate, also via my website, which is thepurposefullife.com.
Purposeful.
DM me, message me through that. It's great. On the website is there. You can have a look around. Again, like I always say, take what you need and leave the rest.
That is amazing. Well, Kate, it has been a massive pleasure to get to know you ever so slightly in real life because I love following you on Instagram. Your wisdom has been such an honor to witness. And thank you very much for being like the glitch in the aging matrix that more of us women emerging into this midlife marker need some example of. So thank you very much for your time, and I will be in touch.
Thank you, Rhiannon. Take care. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.